Let's go to our political editor, Jane Patterson, who is joining us now live from Parliament. Hi, Jane. What an extraordinary day. And I know you arrived at work this morning, as I did, and as just about everyone else in this country did, having absolutely no idea what was going to happen at 12:45. Why do you think it happened?
Look, at this stage we have to take John Key at his word that he said he did not have anything left in the tank and that he couldn't credibly commit to serving out a fourth term. And I think that if he was to leave and is to leave, he had to do it now. He could not have campaigned through election year, said in June or July, that's it, I'm out, or fought the election campaign, won, and then bailed in, say, the first year. So I think he did have a decision to make whether he was going to stay on, and because his popularity is such that people have voted for National on the basis that he is Prime Minister. I mean, they campaign with John Key on their T-shirts. It's all about the John Key-led government. You hardly ever hear National Party. John Key brand is everywhere in those election campaigns. So I think he had no choice but to do it now, or to stay out and stick out that fourth term if they won, of course.
So, Jane, all of that is true. His popularity is quite remarkable. Who will replace him? And is there anyone there who was an heir apparent to his popularity?
It's going to be incredibly difficult for anybody to replace John Key. I think, as you alluded to yourself, John, he is a very popular and a very competent Prime Minister, and he has served out his 3 terms now. In terms of who's going to replace him, well, everything's a little bit quiet at this stage. My feeling is that the caucus is waiting for Bill English to see whether he will show his hand or not. There's going to be a caucus meeting here in Wellington tomorrow morning where they're going to talk about the rules of the game in terms of that leadership contest. I had a very brief conversation with Judith Collins, one person who's always tipped to have leadership ambitions. She's not ruling anything in, not ruling anything out. Paula Bennett, another potential, she's not making any comments. So I think they're just testing the water. If Bill English puts his hand up, he may well be he may well be elected unopposed. He was sort of hinting at that and hinting at really wanting a fast process, as did Judith Collins. So I think we'll be a lot clearer tomorrow after that caucus meeting when everyone knows the lie of the land a little bit better.
Jane, one final question. I heard you on Morning Report this morning talking about the poll of polls, and the poll of polls was abysmal for Labor. Now, we just heard Andrew Little saying Mount Roskill, that was great. We now have a formidable Prime Minister in terms of his appeal to the kind of electorate that either votes National, or swings back and forth between Labor and National. He's going. Is the future looking brighter for Andrew Little, or the polls that you were talking about on Morning Report this morning still damning and problematic?
I think you always have to look at the polls in terms of that performance of Labor in particular. But make no mistake, this is an absolute game changer for next year's election. Labor, I imagine, are popping the champagne corks as we speak. We heard Andrew Little being very diplomatic and wanting to give John Key his day of tributes and that sort of thing. But Labor leaders, and not just Andrew Little, have been trying to take out John Key for years and years, and with very little success. Now John Key has taken himself out, and it opens up a whole new game for next year's election and for Labor and the opposition.
Jane Patterson, our political editor, thank you.